Good evening and welcome. Thanks very much for tuning into NDTV. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and as always, on every story that the country is talking about, what really matters to you, the biggest political debate, the buck stops here. When it comes to Parliament today, it was absolutely clear that the kind of fight we've seen between the opposition and the government, it's downright personal now. The Prime Minister took to the floor in the Rajya Sabha today under unprecedented circumstances, and he pulled no punches when it came to the Congress in particular. Remember, he was speaking today at a time when his speech was cancelled in the Lok Sabha and the motion of thanks was passed today without the Prime Minister's address even taking place. This is unprecedented. Unthinkable. In fact, in a shocking disclosure subsequently, sources said that this had to happen because there was clear information that the Congress was physically planning to attack the Prime Minister in the Lok Sabha yesterday. This apparently was the reason that women MPs were first sent to the PM's seat as a cover measure for an eventual attack. Hence, the Speaker decided to adjourn the House despite the PM being in Parliament and available to speak. In fact, later, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla confirmed on record that it is he who asked the Prime Minister to stay away from the Lok Sabha when he was given intelligence about how an unprecedented attack was being planned on the PM himself.
जब सदन के नेता को सम्माननीय महामहिम राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण पर जवाब देना था, तो मेरे पास पुख्ता ऐसी जानकारी आई कि कांग्रेस पार्टी के कई सदस्य माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के आसन पर पहुंचकर कोई भी अप्रत्याशित घटना कर सकते थे। ये दृश्य मैंने सदन में देखा भी सही। अगर ये घटना हो जाती तो ये अत्यंत अप्रिय दृश्य देश के लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं को तार-तार कर देता। इसको टालने के लिए मैंने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री से आग्रह किया कि उन्हें सदन में नहीं आना चाहिए, और सदन के सभापति होने के नाते मेरी जिम्मेदारी बनती थी कि सदन की उच्च परंपराओं, गरिमाओं को अक्षुण्ण बनाए रखें।
लोकसभा अध्यक्ष ने आज एक बहुत अजीब सी बात कही कि प्रधानमंत्री को उन्होंने लोकसभा में आने से रोका क्योंकि उन्हें प्रधानमंत्री पर हमले का अंदेशा था। हमला किससे? साथी सांसदों से। महिला सांसद, कांग्रेस की महिला सांसद जो विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रही हैं, उनसे प्रधानमंत्री को हमले का अंदेशा है। हमले और विरोध में एक अंतर होता है। जिसको लोकतंत्र समझ में आता है वो ये अंतर समझता है, प्रधानमंत्री को नहीं समझ में आता। नरेंद्र साहब, आप किससे नहीं डरते ये बता दीजिए। हमें मालूम है आप चीन से डरते हैं।
इतनी रंगी पुती छवि बनाई गई, 56 इंच की छाती का खूब ढिंडोरा पीटा गया, स्ट्रॉन्ग मैन का स्वांग रचा गया, गुब्बारे में भर भर के गैस भरी गई और 3 महिला सांसदों ने गुब्बारे की सारी हवा निकाल दी। फुस हो गए आप मोदी जी। अरे आप तो वॉर रुकवाते थे, चीन को लाल आंख दिखाने वाले थे, शी जिनपिंग से लेकर पुतिन, ट्रंप सब आपके सामने नतमस्तक रहते थे और आप 3 महिला सांसदों से डर गए। इस बेवकूफी की चलाई स्टोरी से आपने अपना मजाक बना लिया है मोदी जी।
So the women MPs were standing in front of the Treasury bench. So what?
But there was a
And
strategy
the
to
Prime Minister,
Minister,
absolute lies. It is an absolute lie. There is no question of anybody raising any hands on the Prime Minister, trying to hurt him or any such thing. There is no question. So it is absolutely wrong of anybody to say that there was any such plan. There was no such plan. But if you're going to allow your members to stand and quote books and talk nonsense, then this side, the opposition benches are going to protest. And I'm sorry, but the Prime Minister is now hiding behind the Speaker. They are making the Speaker say all this. Because yesterday he did not have the guts to come in the House. What? Because 3 women were standing in front of his bench.
The Prime Minister did not have the guts to face up to 3 women MPs. That is what Priyanka Gandhi Vadra said today. And mind you, this marks so far the most acerbic and personal level of attacks that we have seen in Parliament so far. The fight between the government and opposition has become downright personal. First, it was Nishikant Dubey who continued with his insistence on quoting from books which are not too flattering of the Nehru-Gandhi family. In fact, even today, he brought a whole bunch of books and said, if I have violated any rule, let the speaker throw me out. Then, of course, came the charge from the speaker himself that there was this plan being hatched by opposition members to attack the Prime Minister, and then the PM himself, when he took to the floor, he pulled absolutely no punches, went for the Congress's jugular. He said that the grand old party has now taken on a mindset that we have to become the Prime Minister, that they are so full of hubris, they cannot stand anyone occupying that post, and that even the surname that they take so much pride in is actually stolen.
समाज के लिए बिताना, घिसना, झलना, वो उनको परेशान कर रहा है, तब जाकर के मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी, ये मंत्र लेकर के चल रहे हैं, ये सपने देख करके चल रहे हैं और बातें लोकतंत्र की करते हैं। मोहब्बत की दुकान के साइन बोर्ड लगाते हैं। क्या सार्वजनिक जीवन में ऐसी नफरत होती है? ये तो मान करके बैठे थे। उनका लोकतंत्र, संविधान का कोई लेना देना नहीं। उनको तो लगता है कि प्रधानमंत्री पद उनके परिवार की जागीर है, उस पर कोई और बैठ नहीं सकता। एक तरफ देश के युवाओं के लिए मजबूत जमीन तैयार कर रहा हूं, तो कांग्रेस मोदी की कब्र खोदने के कार्यक्रम करवा रही है। और मोहब्बत की दुकान खोलने वाले मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी के नारे लगा रहे हैं जी। ये कौन सी मोहब्बत की दुकान है जो देश के ही किसी नागरिक के कब्र खोदने के सपने देखती हो? चोरी करना जिनका पुश्तैनी धंधा है, जिन्होंने एक गुजराती की सरनेम भी चुरा ली, महात्मा गांधी की सरनेम चुरा ली।
And that really is the only question that anyone is asking today. Is this really believable? Was there really a plan to attack the Prime Minister, and that too inside the Lok Sabha, inside the Parliament of our country? Is this even possible? I know I'm sounding repetitive, but practically every person is saying this seems outlandish. Or in this personal fight, are we now down to this level of allegation, insinuation, and frankly at the verge of perhaps trading physical blows? Tushar Gupta, political analyst, joins us along with political analysts Sanjay Jha and Ashutosh. But my first question is to national spokesperson of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawalla. Why isn't there an FIR, Shehzad Poonawalla? Because, I mean, every person today is saying exactly this. For the Prime Minister to be attacked, or at least a plan being hatched to attack the Prime Minister inside the Parliament of our country, is unthinkable, and it should not go unpunished.
Padmaja, thank you for having me on this panel, and because I'm joining from a hospital room, I will just request that nobody should interrupt each other so that the decorum of the debate can be maintained. You said that the claim was outlandish. I would not use such words for the speaker's claims. But having said
Shehzad,
that,
I should have actually started by asking, how's your mother doing? For those of our viewers who do not know, Shehzad and Tehseen Poonawalla's mother was the victim of a hit and run in Pune just 2 days ago. She suffered a hip fracture, underwent a surgery. I hope she's doing better now, Shehzad.
yes, she's just undergone a surgery, and she's recovering, and she's under observation, and hopefully she'll be soon walking again. But unfortunately, who's not walking the path of their political dharma is the Congress party. You said that the claim was outlandish. Have you ever heard any LOP speak like this?
6 महीने बाद 7 महीने बाद ये
Have you ever heard a party say कि Modi तेरी कब्र खुदेगी? Official leaders of the party, and this statement was also repeated when senior leaders were protesting outside the airport for Pawan Kheda's arrest. Then have you heard a union minister like Subodh Kant Sahay say that Modi will die Hitler's death? So these are no longer outlandish things, because to finish off Modi, to kill Modi, whether by Shabdik violence or by Sharirik violence. And see, all Sharirik violence starts with Shabdik violence. Padmaja, also you are too senior a journalist for me to explain to you that FIR can't be filed in matters that take place within the House. In that case, there is a parliamentary procedure of privilege and other things. And I'm sure that the Speaker, once he has said about all these things, he will take the next parliamentary recourse. On the third part, I want to give you two specific examples that have taken place in this session and also that can confirm what I'm saying. Revant Reddy, an elected chief minister, has gone on to say, those who don't know about Indira Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi and those who oppose Rahul Gandhi, I will sign their death warrant. These are the statements that leaders are making constantly. And today, let's examine what has happened in Parliament. It starts with Sena ka apman, then it goes to Speaker ka apman. A person from Assam and then a person from SC community was on the chair, the papers are thrown. Then they does the Speaker as yar. Then they stand on the table of the Parliament and they break the parliamentary procedure. And then when a Sikh MP, a Sikh minister is going past them, they are accusing him of being a traitor of India just because he has changed the party. So this shows that from Shabdik violence, they were en route to something more unprecedented. And I think today the Congress should tell us, last statement, the Congress should tell us, has the Congress not got an itihas of putting people in jail inside Parliament? They have been imprisoned. They put Mulayam Singh Yadav, Lalu Prasad Yadav, Advani ji all in jail.
Okay, so
they can't do something more.
All right, so we've hit the nadir then, Ashutosh. It is quite clear that now it is going to come down to physical blows and the Prime Minister was going to be attacked. What should be done? Ashutosh, it's quite clear. The Speaker has made it absolutely clear. The Prime Minister was going to be attacked. He stopped it.
I think this is a very damage control exercise by a high office of the Constitution to save the Prime Minister from being embarrassed into the annals of history, parliamentary history, because he created history by not speaking on the presidential address, giving thanks. Because the last time it happened in 2004 when Manmohan Singh could not speak because the BJP created ruckus in the House. But he was present in the House. Prime Minister was not even present. Let's suppose that what the Speaker is saying is truth, 100% truth. Prime Minister's life is in danger. Has any FIR been launched till now? Has any investigation inquiry has been launched till now? No, it's more than 24 hours. Why? It's not about your life being in danger or my life being in danger. He's our Prime Minister. And if his life was in danger inside the Parliament, that means, and he has got the intelligence. If he has got the intelligence, can he name those members of Parliament who were supposed to attack the Prime Minister? And how? It was these MPs alone, or there was a larger conspiracy? Did anybody from the outside the Parliament conspired? What will Speaker come out with these details?
No, let's hear the details. Let's hear the details, Shahzad Poonawalla. Who are these people? Have they been identified? Has an inquiry been started? But before that, let's talk about the operative picture, which is, I am guessing, going to form the bedrock of whatever investigation subsequently takes place. What really happened in the Lok Sabha yesterday? You had got the seat of the Prime Minister, and that is where suddenly there were members of Parliament, all of them ladies, who came and surrounded it. So this right here is the Prime Minister's seat. What happened is a group of lady MPs first started walking towards the Treasury benches. Right here you see, these are the lady MPs. They started approaching the Treasury benches, and in their hands was this banner which said, "Jo uchit lage, wo kare." Now this essentially was meant to be a barb at that sentence which Rahul Gandhi keeps quoting from General M.M. Narvane's book, and the banner they are holding is "Jo uchit samjho wo karo." But there was this whole group of lady MPs, but have all of them been identified, Shahzad Poonawalla, and are they going to be acted against by the Speaker?
See, first of all, Padmaja, I thought that Ashutosh, being such a senior journalist, observer of politics, would start by confirming that yes, no LOP has ever said लाठी डंडे मारेंगे, no party has ever said मौत की कबर खुदेगी, मोदी की कबर खुदेगी, no party has ever said Hitler की मौत मरेगा. For years we have been in opposition. I don't recall Ashutosh ji will give you even one example that Vajpayee ji, Advani ji or Modi ji has said such statements, even though they may have taken personal jabs at each other, but such statement was never given. Point number one. Point number two, Ashutosh ji, again, he's even more senior than you, Padmaja. Even not just because he has white hair, but because he has that wisdom with him. FIR कैसे होगी इस मामले में? स्पीकर ने बोला है, अभी 2-3 बजे उन्होंने अनाउंस किया. अब स्पीकर के कार्य को प्रीएम्प्ट तो आशुतोष ही कर सकते हैं. But now I'm coming to last point. Padmaja, you know I watch your channel in the daytime also. I watch your Hindi channel also in the daytime. In the Hindi channel, there is a senior most reporter called Akhilesh ji. Akhilesh ji ने पूरा बताया है how he has got the inside information that the identification has been done by the agency or the institution and who are the responsible people and the appropriate parliamentary proceeding will be started. Now, unless Akhilesh ji is lying, but I don't think Akhilesh ji will lie. NDTV does not do that kind of journalism. But I want to ask you one question because it is about FIR. You remember FIR was filed when PM's life was under threat in Punjab. You know what Congress leaders said? How's the Josh? And then Mr. Channi was actually supposed to investigate that matter because it was under his watch this happened. They were celebrating and laughing that PM ki jaan ko khatra ho gaya aadha ghanta. Ashutosh ji remembers, Ashutosh at that time had condemned this. That no, he's our PM, this should not happen with any PM. So at that time, when you are saying FIR, when FIR happened, they laughed it off.
Ashutosh, are you underplaying what was actually being planned by saying that this was an escape route for the Prime Minister? Look, they are saying that we have identified exactly who was there and investigation is happening. Tomorrow, who knows, a privilege is going to be initiated against them and then again there will be cries of witch hunt. Are we underplaying the actual seriousness of what happened?
Padmaja, it's not about Sansad ki avhelna. It's not about privilege. It's a grand design. A great criminal conspiracy has been hatched as per the great office of the speaker. It's a criminal act. By now, not only the FIR would have been lodged, but those who were conspiring to threaten the life of the Prime Minister should be in custody. It's not about privilege.
Shehzad, it's a criminal conspiracy, attempt to murder, file an FIR, go beyond, make an example.
That's what the Giriraj Singh has said. You know what the Giriraj Singh has said? You must have heard about it.
Can I just make my point? Padmaja, just 10 seconds. Padmaja, see, because I have studied law and constitution was obviously one of the subjects. In the constitution, there is a very clear-cut provision that any act, not just words, act in the house is not subject to any investigation or FIR outside the house. The only people who can act through a parliamentary privilege and proceedings is the speaker or the house. There is no way that even if I do something in the house as an MP, there can be, it's a constitutional immunity given to the MPs. Now, whether it's right or wrong is another question because the entire bribery thing has also gone to court and the court has said something else. But as far as current constitution concerned, you cannot file FIR on actions within the house. Please ask Tushar Gupta or any person who's knowledgeable about constitution.
And in fact, Sanjay Shah, there are multiple eyewitnesses. This is not just... Okay, 10 seconds only. I want to open this up and bring in Tushar Gupta and Sanjay Shah.
Padmaja, 5 seconds.
And there are eyewitnesses, sir, who are saying, we saw it happen in front of us, that there was going to be jostling.
Padmaja, let me clarify. This did not happen when the house was in motion. This did not happen on the floor of the house.
It happens.
This has happened outside the floor of the house.
No, sir, it happened inside the floor of the house. Look at the picture.
No, it did not happen.
It happened right next to the seat of the Prime Minister. It happened. The banner was being carried by the opposition MPs. This is inside the Lok Sabha, not outside.
The act, first of all, please understand this. The house was not in motion at that point of time because the Prime Minister was outside. Prime Minister was out. The Prime Minister.
No, sir. The House was in session. The House was in session at 5 p.m. The Prime Minister was supposed to enter the House.
Let's not confuse.
Sir, the Speaker has said it very clearly that the House was in session. The MPs from the opposition started moving towards the Treasury benches, and that is when it had to be adjourned, and the Prime Minister was told by the Speaker to stay away. This is literally what Om Birla has said.
No.
And Sandhya Ray was officiating Speaker yesterday.
I vehemently disagree.
But Ashutosh ji, Sandhya Ray was in
I know
the
little
chair.
bit about
She
the
was
parliament.
the speaker. She was the officiating speaker. The house was in session. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Let me also tell you.
The speaker was in the chair.
Speaker has a right to send somebody to jail right from the house.
Now I know why.
Forget about FIR.
To go through
The speaker can send
party was
somebody right from the house to the jail.
Parliament with enough seats.
It's nothing new.
We heard you. One second. Padmaja, the speaker himself is confirming. It's not a speculation. It's not a theory. It's not a conspiracy. The Speaker of the House is going on record saying that I have information that the Prime Minister was going to be attacked physically. Now, if people want more claims, are they saying their word is bigger than the word of the Speaker of the House? Absolutely not. Number two, you look at Rahul Gandhi. You look at his entire IT cell, the way they demean the Prime Minister day in and day out. What kind of AI videos they generate? What kind of words they use for him? During Operation Sindoor, our government was bombing the hell out of Pakistan and they were running memes called Narendra Surrender. This is the Congress for you. Today they are saying, Arey, aap to 3 Mahila MP se dar gaye. What do they mean? That the Prime Minister should be indulging in a fist fight with MPs of the Parliament. Is that what the Congress IT cell wants? Their followers, Padmaja, on Twitter threaten us with trials on the style of Nuremberg. One of the MPs of the opposition on the social media app used to say, let's march all the followers led by Narendra Modi into the Narendra Modi Stadium and we'll conduct public trials. Look at the body language of Rahul Gandhi. It reeks of frustration. The silver spoon sign, after being repeatedly rejected by the voters, after his narrative being repeatedly rejected by the voters, look at how he addresses the Prime Minister. Isko to dhakka marenge, isko to dande marenge, isko to desh ke yuva bhaga denge.
But then, Tushar,
tell me, Padmaja, you look at all this.
Everyone on both sides is exactly the same. Today, the Prime Minister also said कि गांधी नाम भी चुराया हुआ है. जिनको चोरी की आदत है, उन्होंने गांधी जी का नाम चुरा लिया. तो आपने गांधी फैमिली को चोर भी बोल दिया ना?
नहीं, I take strong objection to you saying कि दोनों साइड सेम है. The Prime Minister for the first time today said गांधी का सरनेम चुराया हुआ है. और क्या गलत है?
Not the first time.
आप उनकी डेकोरम पिछले 1 साल से देखिए. और आज अगर प्रधानमंत्री कह रहे गांधी सरनेम चुराया हुआ है, you tell me, can Rahul Gandhi's surname be tracked to Mahatma Gandhi or any Gandhi?
संजय झा, ठीक है. Now all the time for niceties is over. अब आप कहेंगे कि हम इसको मारेंगे, you try and physically attack. Now the gloves will truly come off, and now in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha of our country, we are going to discuss कौन किसका नाम है, एडवीना माउंटबैटन कौन थी, बलराज मधोक ने क्या किया था. अब यही दिन आएंगे, अब हम ये सब डिस्कस करेंगे, and maybe it's time to open all of these books and discuss them threadbare कि किसने क्या किया, किसकी क्या history है. Let the country know in the parliament of the country कि गांधी सरनेम किसका है.
Padmaja,
that is what
since we are
Rahul Gandhi wants.
Well, let me know when I can speak. I'll start.
Sanjay Jha.
Yeah. We are 17 minutes into your debate, and we have missed the elephant in the room. And I'm going to make only 2 points. The elephant in the room is very straightforward. It's almost laughable. I can't even believe the quality of public discourse. And I can see that you are, as an anchor, equally distressed and shocked. Does anybody in their right senses actually believe? And I'm talking to your viewers, not to Shahzad or to Tushar Gupta, because they represent the BJP or the BJP supporters. Does anybody in their right senses believe that elected members of parliament, by the way, these are women elected members of parliament, millions of people have chosen them, that on a floor of parliament, televised, being seen by all the members of parliament, if they were to attack the Prime Minister, that would be an act of the ultimate harakiri or a kamikaze mission. Let us not demean the intelligence of the MPs to such an extent.
So are you saying the speaker is lying? Are you saying the speaker is lying?
I am saying right now exactly what Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra said outside Parliament, that the speaker needs to look at what is he talking about. And I'm asking the viewers, I'm not going to get into a debate with Shahzad and Tushar Gupta. The viewers, can you actually believe that the BJP, masters of soap opera and masters of Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi mindset, are actually reducing India to a farce? To believe that women MPs will attack the Prime Minister. 1 minute. Please do not interrupt. You're getting impatient. I've just got to make my point number 2. Mr. Modi, taking the cue from his spokespeople yesterday, said that Rahul Gandhi has insulted the Sikhs, called them a traitor. Padmaja, just give me 45 seconds. I need to tell your viewers and to your panelists that you know who insulted the Sikhs and called them traitors? Narendra Modi himself. You know why? Go back to 2017 Gujarat elections. Narendra Modi during the campaign made an allegation that Dr. Manmohan Singh was conspiring with Pakistan and the army chief of India to make a Mia into a chief minister of Gujarat. And I'm going to quote from Dr. Manmohan Singh's letter. Please, I'll take only 30 seconds.
Okay.
Dear Prime Minister, I'm writing this letter to express my deep anguish and disappointment over your ill-informed and unfortunate remarks about me and the former army chief. No Prime Minister has ever made such baseless charges against a former Prime Minister. These remarks are not just factually wrong, but also lowered the dignity of the office he occupied. And let's listen to the last para. It will shame everybody from the BJP. And I hope Mr. Modi is watching this program later tonight. Public discourse during elections must remain civil and respectful. It is unbecoming of a sitting Prime Minister to make such insinuations and undermine the integrity of those who have served the nation faithfully.
Okay.
I urge you to retract your statements and apologize to the nation. Mr. Modi is himself guilty of insulting the most respected...
Okay, Shehzad Poonawala, respond to the first point. Respond to the first point. It's laughable. Both Ashutosh and Sanjay Jha find it farcical that you would make such a suggestion. And the speaker needs to look at why he's being used to level such allegations at the opposition.
On live...
Padmaja, may I speak, Sanjay? I requested first only. Padmaja, I don't know why my dear friend Sanjay always looks at the wrong elephant in the room. मतलब सामने जो elephant है वो छोड़ के सारे elephant खोजने लगते हैं. Sanjay Jha, who was the only person in this country when Nawaz Sharif called Prime Minister Manmohan Singh Dehati Aurat, that he took a stand in the public rally, it was only Narendra Modi. Even Rahul Gandhi did not say कि Manmohan Singh is not Dehati Aurat. Even Sonia Gandhi did not say she is not Dehati Aurat. They said इसका ordinance फाड़ दो. They said, ये तो remote control है, इनको क्या बोलना है? नरेंद्र मोदी said कि no, he's not देहाती औरत, he's my prime minister too. ऐसा कोई उदाहरण हो आपका तो बता दीजिए. पूरी बात सुनिए, संजय पूरी बात सुनिए. Secondly, I don't know, again, Sanjay Jha, see, ultimately this boils down to what? Entitlement, arrogance and intolerance. Sanjay Jha and I are the products of Congress's entitlement and intolerance. भाई संजय ने एक आर्टिकल लिखा, संजय का सर तन से जुदा, philosophically, not really. He is having his head, but he's now become headless because they took his head off and they suspended him. And then you tell me that if Ravneet Bittu leaves the Congress, he's traitor. So Ashutosh is the bigger traitor of Aam Aadmi Party. Udit Raj has come from BJP, so he's the biggest traitor of Congress Party. This kind of entitlement to think that I am the nation. If you betray me, you are a traitor of the country. This is the mindset we have to address.
But Shehzad Poonawala, on this specific issue of the Prime Minister being attacked, both Ashutosh and Sanjay Jha are saying that barring you and Tushar Gupta, nobody even watching right now is going to believe it. It is laughable, it is farcical, it is insulting to the parliament itself.
Padmaja. Ashutosh, I have great regard for him. He's one of the finest people on TV to analyze. But he just said that it did not happen inside Parliament and it did not happen when the House was in session. These are not facts. It was happening when the Parliament was in session, House was in session, and it happened right next to seat of Prime Minister, which means it happens inside the House. So if Mr. Ashutosh is being so liberal with the facts, I'm not calling him liar. I don't call him traitor. If he's so liberal with the facts, then I think audience of NDTV is sitting with a bag full of salt. They know they have to take it with a bag full of salt.
Ashutosh.
No, I still stand by. It's a damage control exercise.
No.
Erase a black chapter from the Indian parliamentary history that the Prime Minister did not thank the President. I stand by every word I uttered, and I strongly believe that as the Speaker calls the several members of Parliament from the opposition to authenticate, I expect the Speaker will authenticate.
Sir, how do you authenticate that all of this is a lie, that none of this happened? Because the pictures do show that the lady MPs were there. On what basis are you saying that this is farcical or this is a lie? Similarly, it is honest. It's also on you to authenticate your firm belief, or is this only a firm belief that you have in the morality of the Congress?
Can you really believe it?
It's like, we can't have an argument on the basis of trust me, bro. There has to be some reason why you are so convinced.
Reason. Let me give you
have a little bit. Let's little about that. कोई आदमी प्रधानमंत्री पर हमला करेगा और लाइव टेलीविजन चल रहा है उस वक्त, सारे तरफ से जिंदगी में लाइव हो रही है, और कोई इतना बेवकूफ होगा
प्लीज
करेगा।
लेट मी
सर, मुझे ऐसा भी नहीं लगा था कि एक ऐसा दिन आएगा when the leader of opposition would say, I don't need the speaker's permission to speak, हम तो बोलेंगे. Like I would have also thought that being a multiple times member of parliament, nobody would say the LOP has the right to speak, hence he will speak. सर, ये तो decorum होता है ना.
Padmaja, I had seen great speakers sitting on the chair. Great speakers. I do not believe in Somnath Chatterjee's ideology, but he was a great speaker. Great speaker. Shivraj Patil. Such great speaker.
Are you saying that Mr. Birla is not a great speaper? That he has demeaned the office of speaker?
Of course I'm saying it.
Okay.
No.
All right. So the speaker himself is under suspicion now. Tushar Gupta.
No. The entire debate is about the possibility of the PM being attacked on live television. Let's go back to January 2022. 20 kilometers away from the border of Pakistan, the Prime Minister of India finds his convoy stranded on a flyover, and it was broadcast all across the world. And the enabler was the Chief Minister who was encouraging the protesters to go on with the protest. That is what happened to the case. What did the Aam Aadmi Party do with the protest?
What happened
What did they do with the protesters? What did the Congress do? Today, if someone is saying it's not possible, 20 kilometers away from the Pakistan border, Prime Minister's convoy was blocked by a Congress Chief Minister. So let's not get into the possibility here. Ashutosh and Sanjay Jha, they laugh, but they represent a camp which says Modi teri kabar khudegi. They represent a camp. Sanjay Jha represents a party which says Modi teri kabar khudegi. That's why the hysterical laughter on their faces.
It's still a great victimhood syndrome. Great victimhood syndrome. I was being killed. I will be killed.
Ashutosh, you are the one who cries on TV. Ashutosh, you are the one who cries on TV. We are not the one who cries on TV.
Let's not fool ourselves.
You are the one who cries on TV, Ashutosh. We don't cry.
You in your heart.
You are the one who cries.
I know
You are the one
you're
who cries,
speaking.
Ashutosh.
But in your heart, you do not believe what you are saying.
You played victim when you were thrown out of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Tushar,
You played victim when you were thrown out of the Congress.
No, in your heart, you do not believe what you are saying.
Victimhood. This is about possibilities. This is about the party that says Modi teri kabr khudegi. Do they say this or do they not? Was the
अभी तो UGC नियम के समय में भी यही हुआ ना. UGC नियम के समय में भी कब्र खुद रही थी. कितने लोग पकड़े गए? कितने लोग पकड़े गए उसमें से? क्योंकि वो दक्षिण पंथ के लोग थे. क्योंकि वो बीजेपी सपोर्टर थे.
कंपेयर करेंगे. यूजीसी को आप प्राइम मिनिस्टर का कॉन्वॉय ब्लॉक करने से कंपेयर करेंगे. प्राइम मिनिस्टर का कॉन्वॉय ब्लॉक हो
तुषार I know for sure
उसको यूजीसी से कंपेयर करेंगे. आप विक्टिम नहीं, आप पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं. नहीं,
you know, in a country that where we have lost prime ministers to assassination attempts, which happened outside of parliament, you are right. The fact that you did have the prime minister's convoy stopped in Punjab, the fact that you have a speaker saying on record, can we dismiss it just out of hand like this? Before Shahzad Poonawala, you respond. I want to play out for you. I want to show you what Pawan Khera has said. You know, and the Congress party is absolutely clear. In fact, they have said repeatedly that this is not only farcical, it's a joke. Reports are being planted in the media from the Lok Sabha Speaker's office claiming that the Congress party was planning to use women MPs to attack the Prime Minister. Are the Modi government and their subservient journalists trying to say that women are considered terrorists? Is that what you are trying to insinuate now, Shahzad Poonawala? So the entire Congress ecosystem is saying that it's laughable and women are being called terrorists now, women MPs.
First of all, Padmaja, even though there are two very able analysts on your show, one of them whose job it is to put the facts did not tell you that in the Punjab flyover case, Supreme Court appointed high-level committee under the retired justice, and it has given many recommendations and has also taken action on many of the officers of Punjab police. Sir, which world are you in, sir? And secondly, let me give you another example of this. You remember at the time that there was some protests that were taking place in Punjab and parts of Delhi. At that time, one of the protesters, so-called protesters, said कि जैसे इंदिरा को ठोक दिया, वैसे मोदी को ठोक देंगे. And on that, Congress said कि क्या गलत बोला भाई? He's a protester. I mean, they did not even care about the fact that he was referring to the Khalistani elements that were killing Indira ji. We are the ones who stood up for Indira ji.
You know, Sanjay Jha, now if you know you are going to say that all of this is drama, one thing is for a fact that now we are going to have a no holds barred discourse even inside our parliament. Would you be open then also to start having discussions on where did the Gandhi surname come from? Because today it has been mentioned by the Prime Minister of the country. Are we going to have that discussion now? Should we have that discussion?
Yes, absolutely.
Just 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
So let Sanjay Jha answer. In the interest of transparency, maybe everything should be discussed, no?
Just 10 seconds.
I don't know.
Let's discuss who
You let me know when I can speak because
Sanjay Jha, let's discuss this.
yeah. So Padmaja, here is the bottom line, right? I think all four of us are here arguing a case without becoming acrimonious or bitter, right? There's a reason behind that. And the reason is that you are, as the leader of this entire conversation at the moment, ensuring a certain civility. Mirror the same thing to Parliament. It's a job of the ruling party to ensure the administration of a civil conversation. And I can tell you something, okay, because we have been in government for the longest time. And I can tell you, you got to be very insecure, thin-skinned and frightened and fearful. You are in power. Modi ji to Pradhan Mantri hai. BJP has got a coalition government. They have a government. Why are they so scared? I'll tell you what happened yesterday.
Sanjay Jha, I love when you're talking about civility and holier than thou. Are you actually watching the Indian National Congress's Twitter handle? Have you even seen the AI videos? I am telling you personally, I don't think those videos can be put on television to show the Prime Minister of India dancing. And for some strange reason, Jeffrey Epstein is talking in Hindi. I don't know why. He's talking in Hindi to the Prime Minister of India. And he's saying, tum nacho. And then the Prime Minister is dancing. You are sitting here on television and waxing eloquent on civility in public discourse.
Can I answer you, Padmaja?
Yes,
you know
please
why?
do. That is civility?
I'm just trying to answer you. Number one, you know why I think Mr. Modi did not address the Lok Sabha yesterday, the President's address? Because Rahul Gandhi had publicly stated in the morning that when the Prime Minister comes, I'm going to give him General Naravane's book, which for some reason the BJP doesn't want to see published. And I think your viewers should know. The second point.
So you think that justifies
why are we not
which shows the Prime Minister of India dancing before Jeffrey Epstein?
No, let me finish my 30 seconds.
Yes,
Padmaja,
go on.
please. The government is nervous. They don't want to discuss the Epstein file. They don't want to discuss the terribly sold out US trade deal. They don't want to discuss the general's book, which they have actually not allowed to be published.
Making up
and these are very embarrassing situations for Mr. Modi because Mr. Modi got himself garlanded on the US.
I love how from the very long diatribe on public discourse and civility, we have suddenly moved to Epstein. 30 seconds, Shehzad Poonawala, then I'm coming back to you, Tushar and Ashutosh.
See, Modi ji to came onto the Gujarat scene in 2001. Before that, he was nowhere in the Gujarat scene also. And yet we have heard that Vajpayee ji, mind you, Vajpayee, who stood with the government in the toughest of times, he was called as traitor on the floor of the House by Congress. They are teaching us civility. Those who put entire opposition in jail in 1975 and Rajnath ji lost his mother, they did not allow Rajnath ji to go even for the final cremation of his mother. They are teaching about civility. We have not used that Lati Dande Marenge LOP ko. We have never said Maut ki kabar khudegi Sonia ki. Acha, Padmaja, have you noticed one thing? Vote bank ki kitni chinta hai when they abuse Modi. Modi is a Hindu. So when Modi ji ke बारे में बोलना तो भस्म हो जाएंगे बोलते. इन्होंने बोला मोदी की कब्र
यहाँ भी आप अपीजमेंट पॉलिटिक्स लेकर के आ गए. I have to say, how politically astute, आशुतोष. यहाँ पे भी आपने एक अपीजमेंट वाला एंगल ढूंढ लिया कि मतलब हम धमकी भी देंगे, मारने की कोशिश करेंगे, बट अपीजमेंट उधर भी करेंगे.
Padmaja, I'm in the lighter vein, and my two friends will not take it as an offense. If you switch up the camera, they will exactly say what I am saying. If you switch up the camera, they will exactly say what I am saying. I'm just giving the two example of civility. One example of civility is what Nishikant Dubey has said on the floor of the House. That was a great example of civility. Great example of civility. And the second is, Government of India was trying to get to the White House through a convicted pedophile. And
also I remember one example of civility where a lady member of Parliament of the Trinamool Congress had used a word कि चार ऐसे लोग मरेंगे तो ये पैदा होंगे. वो भी तो एक शब्द का इस्तेमाल हुआ था.
This is very serious thing because this is what we have been reduced to as a nation. We needed a convicted pedophile to get an access to the White House.
Okay. All right.
Let's be more dangerous and shameful than this.
All right. Let's stick to the issue at present. Tushar Gupta, is this mere a charade which is being created now in order to intensify attacks on the opposition and basically paint them as murderous? It has been at the level of political attacks. Now you're saying that the opposition is trying to murder you.
Okay, Padmaja. I have heard a Congress leader saying why is the West not interfering in democracies? I have heard a leader of a party in a enemy country saying, "Inko hataiye, hame laiye." I have heard a Congress leader saying, "Our fight is against the state." I have seen the Prime Minister's convoy being stranded 20 kilometers away from the Pakistan border in Punjab, where there's no geography to assist the Indian side. I have seen Modi Teri Kabr Khudegi on every single Congress fan base page. I have heard it from the Congress supporters. I have seen Prime Minister's AI videos being generated 24 hours every day and being posted on social media. Tell me, give me one good reason to believe that there is a possibility of no attack ever happening on the Prime Minister in the garb of politics.
All
Please
right,
tell
and
me.
if that attack
I want
was
to
being
believe it, but
planned,
I cannot.
let's see the action. We believe you, but let's see the action as well. And in the meantime, Nishikant Dubey has been insistent on giving out even more books, about 100 books, their description and links, including this, the Red Sari, which up till I think 2015 was banned in India. Now it's easily available. That and much, much more, including one book by Balraj Madhok that Ashutosh ji has also been talking about. I think it would be in the interest of the country to actually read all of these books so that we know what our history has been, so that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. For the time being though, thank you very much all gentlemen for having joined me, because I also want to go across now to former Minister and senior leader of the BJP, Smriti Irani, to really understand, is there really even any precedent for the kind of charges, for the kind of discourse we're seeing now? Joining us now is former Union Minister and senior BJP leader Smriti Irani. Ma'am, as somebody who's been a veteran of such parliament proceedings, do you really believe that things would come to such a pass that there would be an attempt to physically attack the Prime Minister?
I think one has to take into consideration the seriousness of the office and the dignity of the office of the Speaker of the House, who in his consideration gave precedence to how the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister's office is to present itself in Parliament, in Lok Sabha. The fact that the Speaker taking considerably a very, very historical decision, this has never happened in the history of parliamentary procedures. There's never been a precedent that one can delve into to opine on it. But the fact that the Speaker took into consideration that he did not want the Prime Minister of our country to be physically jostled, the fact that he took into consideration that the Prime Minister is being physically ring-fenced by female, the fact that for the Prime Minister to engage on the floor of the House, or for that matter, even move in such a atmosphere, would mean in some way withstanding the physical confrontation that female members of the opposition brought upon his desk or the place that he sat at, is not an issue to be taken lightly.
Have you ever seen something like this happen?
Genuinely showing disrespect.
Something even
never
close?
Happened, at least in the 16 years that I have served and had the privilege of serving both houses of parliament. This has never happened. You can express your outrage. There are enough parliamentary procedures where you can express your dissatisfaction. There are enough opportunities inside parliament and outside, especially given that the Indian media is right outside, available to carry a voice to the people of India. The opposition had immense opportunity to engage with citizens at large in parliament and right outside. So I do not understand why the opposition felt that you could physically come close to physically having female members of parliament ring fence him. And I presume, and this is just presumption of mine, given what one saw and given the speaker's observations that one heard, that the Speaker himself and extending a request to the Prime Minister, dissuading him to speak, is a unfortunate but historical first.
You know, because
and
when
the Speaker would not have made that decision lightly.
But when Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was asked this question today, she said that this is ridiculous. You know, now you are starting to brand women MPs as almost like terrorists just because they are going and protesting. And that's only because you're not allowing LOP to speak, that the Prime Minister and the Speaker are hiding behind such excuses.
I think the Congress party had enough opportunity while the Speaker was making this observation to stand there and assuage or assure the Speaker that no such activity will be underway. The fact that the opposition made no such approach to the speaker itself speaks volumes. I do not think, and I cannot presume to speak for the office of the speaker, but I do not think that the speaker can in any way ever be accused of being biased with regards to gender. I think the speaker is responsible for upholding the dignity of the House, and that is why the speaker took this decision. That is the office of the speaker. But given that I have served under his leadership in Lok Sabha, the speaker does not take such decisions very lightly. I don't think the speaker has ever, my experience of a decade, he has always, in fact, promoted more and more women to schools of national importance across across all political parties. So not accuse at least this speaker of being biased towards female MPs.
You know, where do things go from here? Because the Congress has said very clearly कि जब तक आप लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन को बोलने नहीं देंगे, हम प्रधानमंत्री को बोलने ही नहीं देंगे. हम किसी को नहीं बोलने देंगे जब तक LOP नहीं बोलने देंगे. Where do we go from here?
I think that mercifully, what transpired in Parliament is available for citizens at large to scrutinize and to opine on. The leader of opposition wanted to not conduct himself as per the rules of the House. The leader of opposition, from what I saw on publicly available content, was time and again directed by the speaker to speak within the parameters of rule sets or procedures that have had precedents. The fact that the leader of opposition disregarded such directives from the chair, the fact that the leader of opposition was adamant his own style of speaking, not taking into considerations the maryada of Parliament, is incumbent upon them to explain why is it that they did not have the capacity to express their views or give thanks to the President of India while conforming themselves to rules. I would disregard the charge that it is the government that did not allow the LOP to speak. My position is that the LOP knew that he did not have content which could be substantiated as per rules of parliamentary procedure, and hence deliberately chose to create this atmosphere, this environment where he acted as a victim of parliamentary procedures.
But is it not going to get more and more personal? Because I can't remember in recent memory the Prime Minister actually speaking and saying, about the Gandhi surname. And today in the Rajya Sabha he said कि कुछ लोगों को चोरी की आदत है, उन्होंने गांधी जी का सरनेम तक चुरा लिया. Now it's clearly the gloves are off.
I think you have to give credit to the fact that the Prime Minister speaks from a very responsible position. The Prime Minister speaks with full facts before him. The Prime Minister speaks not only with political and constitutional experience, but the Prime Minister knows that when he has to put forth certain uncomfortable they are for the opposition. You're talking about how personalized attacks now have become in Parliament. I think the most poignant indication of how personalized the attack of the opposition has been on an ideology like BJP, it was best, and for the lack of a more graceful word, it was most poignantly possibly indicated by the Prime Minister when he paid homage to the service of Master Sadanand. The fact he is now a Rajya Sabha member from the state of Kerala, and both his legs hacked off by left goons who were a part of the alliance. The fact that irrespective of being physically, literally mutilated, Sadanand led a life of dignity as a teacher, as a political activist. Today, he served in the upper house of Parliament. When the Prime Minister in his speech pointed out to Master Sadanand, I think that's an indication of not only how intolerant leftist ideology and the politics of the alliance is, it is also an indication of how BJP political activists have conducted through the years. We have been in power as a ruling majority only last decade. But what happened to Sadanand Master happened in the mid-90s. And he has conducted himself irrespective of the mutilation with such dignity, and the Prime Minister pointing it out in speech, I think he's the one walking, talking example of what intolerance in politics on behalf of the India Alliance is all about.
Finally, I want to ask you, to all of those lady MPs who yesterday घेराउड the Prime Minister's seat and today are saying कि भाग गए हैं, प्रधानमंत्री भाग रहे हैं, महिलाओं के पीछे छुप रहे हैं, what would you say as a former parliamentarian and a lady former MP yourself?
I think it is disrespect to women of this country when you say महिलाओं के पीछे छुप रहे हैं. That no gentleman in Parliament who is extremely cordial, extremely courteous, would ever put himself in a position where just to approach a particular seat, just to stand up and speak freely, he would have to jostle himself. A sea of females who are genuinely physically ring fencing him. I'm saying, and for a live telecast of parliamentary procedures, that it's not the word of one BJP person against the alliance. People of the country at large saw physically what was happening in Parliament. So it would be a tad bit naive for anybody in the opposition to say Prime Minister was running from speaking. The Prime Minister, in a very dignified fashion, presented his point of view today in the upper house, where there was no such, at least physical hooliganism by the opposition parties. But I also believe that the precedent set today by the conduct of the opposition is unfortunate. It has never happened. And the fact that the opposition parties did this on a speech that was to be directed and dedicated to giving thanks to the President of India for the lack, again, of a better explanation, the first ever female from a tribal community to respectfully serve that office. I think that is absolutely, for me, extreme disrespect shown to the office of the President of India.
What an unfortunate first. Let's hope it is also the last. Smriti Irani for speaking to us. Thank you very much.